Hello, dear friends. If you're passionate about real historical stories of extraordinary individuals who changed the world, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you won't miss any of the amazing stories on this channel. Origins and the journey to Paris. Marie Skłodowska was born on November 7, 1867, in Warsaw, Poland, then still under the rule of the Russian Empire. Raised in a family of educators, both her parents were teachers, so Marie was surrounded by books and learning from an early age. But her childhood was far from peaceful. She lost her mother to tuberculosis when she was only 10. Her father was dismissed from his job for political reasons, throwing the family into financial hardship. Despite these struggles, Marie excelled in school and developed a deep passion for science, especially physics and mathematics. At the time, universities in Poland did not accept female students, so Marie joined the Flying University, an underground institution for women seeking higher education in Warsaw. Refusing to accept the limitations placed on her, Marie made a deal with her sister. She would work to support her sister's studies in Paris, and in return, her sister would help her later. For several years, Marie worked as a governess for wealthy families in the countryside, all the while saving money for her own dream. Finally, in 1891, at the age of 24, she left Poland with only a modest sum and moved to France to attend the University of Paris, known as the Sorbonne. Her early days in Paris were brutally difficult. She lived in a tiny, cold attic room, ate little more than bread and tea, and often studied by candlelight during the freezing Parisian winters. But it was in these harsh conditions that her brilliance and determination truly shone. Marie consistently ranked at the top of her class, and was regarded as one of the most outstanding students at Sorbonne. During her time at the university, she met Pierre Curie, a calm, brilliant, and deeply devoted physicist. They married in 1895, forming one of the most iconic scientific partnerships in history. Around that time, Marie began investigating a curious phenomenon called radioactivity, which had just been discovered by Henry Becquerel in 1896. Using a specialized electrometer developed by Pierre and his brother, Marie studied the rays emitted from uranium-rich minerals. She put forward a bold theory. The energy came not from chemical reactions, but from deep within the atom itself. It was a revolutionary idea, the seed of modern atomic physics. The discovery of polonium, radium, and the Nobel Prize. Marie and Pierre's research took a pivotal turn when they discovered two entirely new elements, polonium and radium. By analyzing pitchblende, that gave off even more radiation than uranium, they determined that unknown elements were at work. In July 1898, they announced the discovery of polonium, named in honor of Marie's homeland, Poland. Just months later, they confirmed the existence of radium, a far more radioactive element. For years, the couple toiled in makeshift labs, isolating radium from tons of ore. Through an exhausting and dangerous process, they crushed, stirred, boiled, and crystallized enormous amounts of pitchblende, all without any protective equipment. Constant exposure to radiation left their bodies vulnerable, though they did not yet know the long-term dangers. Still, they never patented their discoveries. Marie and Pierre believed science should serve humanity, not profit. Their contributions were soon recognized worldwide. In 1903, Marie and Pierre Curie, along with Henry Becquerel, received the Nobel Prize in Physics for their research on radioactivity. Marie became the first woman ever to receive a Nobel Prize. Tragedy struck in 1906 when Pierre was killed in a horse-drawn carriage accident, a devastating blow to Marie. But she pressed on. That same year, she took over Pierre's teaching position, becoming the first female professor in the history of Sorbonne. Then, in 1911, Marie made history again, this time earning the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for her discovery of radium and polonium, and her work in isolating pure radium. She remains the only person ever to win Nobel Prizes in two different scientific fields. Her groundbreaking work didn't just expand the boundaries of science, it opened the door for generations of women in research. War, humanity, and an immortal legacy. When World War I broke out, Marie Curie didn't stay behind her lab bench. She applied her scientific knowledge to serve humanity on the battlefield. She developed and deployed mobile X-ray units, known as Pierre Curies, to help field doctors locate shrapnel and broken bones in wounded soldiers. She even trained hundreds of female technicians, including her own daughter Irene, and personally drove the units to the front lines. Thanks to her efforts, over 1 million soldiers received life-saving diagnoses and treatment. After the war, Marie continued her scientific mission with an international vision. She founded the Radium Institute in Paris and later helped establish another in Warsaw. Both would go on to become world-class centers for medical research. On her fundraising trips to the United States, she was warmly received by the public and even supported by the president. But the years of exposure to radioactive materials took their toll. Without proper safety knowledge or protection, Marie had accumulated dangerous levels of radiation in her body. In 1934, she died from aplastic anemia, a result of prolonged radiation exposure. It was a tragic, but in many ways heroic end for someone who had given her entire life to the pursuit of knowledge and the betterment of humankind. Marie Curie's legacy isn't just about discovering two elements or winning two Nobel Prizes. It's about resilience, sacrifice, and the quiet courage to break boundaries. She was a pioneer not only in science but in redefining what women could achieve. More than 80 years after her passing, Marie Curie is still remembered as one of the greatest minds and greatest hearts in human history. From a poor Polish girl to a two-time Nobel laureate, from a humble lab to the war front, Marie Curie left an indelible mark on human history. If her story inspired you, please like, subscribe, and share this video to help spread her legacy. Drop a comment with the name of another remarkable person you'd like to see featured in our next episode, and I'll see you in the next journey through the lives of the world's greatest minds.